Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3, the final day of Infocom 2017. I'm here with Tim Albright, founder of AV Nation TV. Tim?
Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning. You okay?
Oh, I'm awesome. This has been a great show.
Good.
Yeah.
We're here on the NEC Display Solutions stand, 1600. I suspect traffic will be light across the show floor today, but we've got lots of time to walk the floor and see things, and you can talk to all the busy executives. So what have you got planned for today?
Exactly that, is walking the show floor, going to see a couple of manufacturers specifically about some of the stuff that we're doing. Already talking about ISE 2018, which is, it doesn't seem possible in June, but we're already talking to folks about ISE and the next couple of shows we're doing, CEDIA and then New York Digital Signage Week in the fall.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So you like the show generally, I guess? In Florida?
I do.
Do you like it more in Florida?
I don't like Florida in general. I like Florida in the wintertime. Florida in the States is, once it hits about April, May, it gets a little bit hot and humid for me, personally. But Florida in the wintertime is very nice. But no, I mean, the show is, they bounce back and forth, according to Infocom, the executives I talked to there, because the States is so geographically large, and you have manufacturers on both coasts and somewhere in between. They try to do an East Coast show, which is the Orlando one. They try to do a West Coast-ish show.
There's a lot of talk of that. I think I was talking to Chris Riegel from Scala and Stratocash yesterday, and he was saying that he likes it here because you get a lot of flying traffic from Chicago, New York, and you get a lot of the big city corporate types here. And of course, for people like NEC and others, you get a lot of houses of worship stuff that may not necessarily go to Vegas.
True, but the other side is the Vegas side. You're going to get an entirely different clientele, and historically, until the recession hit, historically the Las Vegas show was bigger for Infocom. They would get a number, and then the Orlando show would be slightly smaller, and the next year it would grow again.
How many years have you been covering Infocom? Is it too long to remember?
6 years, 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years.
But once the recovery started happening, it actually started growing every single year.
Yeah.
Right. So Vegas would hit a number, and then the very next year Orlando would increase on that, and back and forth. That'll be interesting to see what they do, what that number ends up being this year.
Right.
Infocom was saying that their pre-registration was high, higher than last year. The first day felt very, very energetic, and there was a lot of traffic.
Yeah, we felt that.
In talking though to manufacturers in Thursday was a little bit of a dip from Wednesday. What that means for the overall number, you're not going to find out until 3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we've got David Lebusky, so maybe, I think
if you can squirrel that out of him, you've got one on me.
He won't tell us at 11 o'clock, I don't think, when he's on.
He won't.
So tell us about Infocom, because you're probably one of only a handful of individuals. There's probably 5 or 6 people who have the chance and to walk the whole floor and to be taken seriously by all the exhibitors that you talk to.
Well, I don't know about
what
that,
have you seen?
There's 2 big takeaways from this year for me, and one is that if you didn't believe that audio and video, AV over the IT network was a thing, this is the year. Right. Absolutely. I can't think... Is
that down 100% to the SDVOE Alliance, or are there other things happening?
There are other things happening. I mean, SDVOE Alliance is absolutely one component. Yep. HD-Base-T shifting to do a little bit more network-based, right? Let's be honest, HD-Base-T was a point-to-point. It was still over the network, but it was a private network, right? It was a point-to-point thing. Yep. And now they're shifting with a couple of key manufacturers, so they're getting in the network. Crestron doing the streaming, AMX doing the network thing, Kramer doing the network.
Really?
So that's why I say it's easier to tell you who's not doing it.
Right.
Christie introduced their first networked video product based on the SDVOE, based on the AptoVision.
Well, that was launched at this show.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Well, yeah, about a week ago, but this is the first time you can really see it.
We had a great chat with the Crestron guy yesterday, and I don't really understand too much about what they talk about, but he had this great thing where they were, like NEC Display Solutions, there's only a couple of companies, I think, that really seem to get a handle on ISE, and maybe DSE in the middle, and then Infocom itself. And these guys were announcing products in February at ISE in Amsterdam, and showing them. They released them for launch like in May, but the first time real people could get their hands on them is in June at Infocom. It was just very clever how Crestron had done this whole thing, because they were building up this excitement about the products that they were launching. Have you seen that elsewhere?
I have, actually. There are, talking to Mike Blackman, the executive director of ISE, he said there were over 100 announcements at ISC. So ISC has become a
place to
launching
announce.
point
Right.
for the year
Yeah.
for these manufacturers. And then a lot of them are doing what you said. You announce it, you might have a prototype in
Yeah.
the booth, all the press cover, the press cover it and say, hey, look at this new cool thing happening. And then by the time May happens, you've worked out all the bugs, hopefully, in the firmware and this, that, and the other. And by InfoComm, you're able to say, this is really ready.
Right.
We're shipping in 45 days.
Yeah.
We're shipping in 30 days, or we're
Have you
shipping now.
seen, again, you know much more about this than we ever will, but Milestone AV, they've got their own little prototyping area.
Yeah.
Have you, that's amazing. Has anybody ever done that before?
There's been a couple of folks who have done it. Draper has the ability to do that.
Right.
but
They call it like
no
an
Milestone.
innovator lounge or something, but
Yes.
these prototypes are like real rough and ready type things where real customers, like you can go in and go, yeah, that will work, that wouldn't work,
Yep.
suggest this. That's amazing.
Well, it is, but it also points back to the fact that a lot of these manufacturers really lean on their integrators and the folks that use their product to give them feedback.
Right.
Right?
And
Help
this
me
is
help you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So you said that was the first thing, was the AV over IP and the IT link. Collaboration is going to be the second thing you've seen, I guess.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and there's one specifically that I still don't know what to make of it. InFocus, a company that is known for their Mondo pads, which is a collaborative interactive board, right? They released a soft codec VTC software. And it's not so much that, because there's a lot of folks that are in that space. It's the price point of that.
Okay.
$5 a month for 10 seats.
Wow. Okay.
You want 50?
Yeah.
$10 a month.
Wow.
That, I hate to use this word, but that is disruptive,
Right.
right?
I was thought you were going to say it was game changer,
No.
but it's disruptive. But
I don't
that's
think
cool.
it's game changing. You have to do something else, but that is disruptive
Wow.
for that space,
Yeah.
right? When you compare that to the price points,
And they could do
like
that
Zoom.
why? Because of the cloud or because of...
There's a very smart network person years ago, I want to say it was Robert Scoble, who said there's going to come a point in time when processing and hard drive storage is virtually free.
yeah.
And I think that we've gotten there.
Right.
Because once you develop the software, yes, you have to recoup your cost. Your ROI has got to be there.
Right.
But once you've done that, then you can do $5 a month
Yeah.
and still make money.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we saw, see again, I've been saying to lots of the guests on the show as well, the huddle rooms was always a surprise to me. It just seemed to catch us by surprise. It was the first thing at ISC that we saw.
Yeah.
Collaboration's a big story on the NEC stand. So, I mean, but everybody seems to have a huddle space room or a private.
Well, and that's actually
names.
maturing.
Yeah.
It was probably 2 years ago, and I want to say it was Crestron and NEC had some products as well, that they started talking about, these small little spaces, getting away from the big corporate
Right.
conference rooms,
Yeah.
and giving folks for a 2 or 3 or 4 person meeting where
Yeah.
you and I can go in,
Yeah.
pop out of our laptops, throw stuff up on
Yeah.
the display, and we can have a meeting, right? We
Right.
can collaborate together.
Yeah.
And instead of taking up an entire, large conference room, now customers can take those exact same spaces and make 3 or 4 out of that conference
Now
room.
you're going to walk the show floor for the next 2 or 3 hours before the AV Week.
Yes, sir.
Which runs at 2 o'clock today,
2 o'clock
local
today.
time.
Yep.
That's your regular Friday AV Week thing.
Yes,
We're
sir.
just doing it live. Who have you got on the show
You.
this afternoon? Apart from, plug, yeah.
Yes.
Apart from me, to fill a gap.
No, stop it.
Who else have you got on the show?
So we've got everybody from David Labuscus, who is the head of InfoComm,
Yep.
Mike Blackman, the head
Oh,
of
wow.
ISC.
Okay. Some heavy hitters then,
So
apart from me.
we're starting off with
You got the
with those
first
two.
round, you got the
Yes,
heavy
sir.
hitters, and then you got me to fill the gap at the end.
Well, then manufacturers, consultants, integrators.
Right.
We've got an engineer friend of mine who works for an integrator out on the East Coast, and he does something unique for us every year. He looks around and he looks for swag. He looks for the giveaways,
Okay.
and then we correlate how many giveaways
Oh, wow,
are on the
okay.
floor with the economic health of the industry.
Right, okay.
It's an interesting little take. It's somewhat fun and kitschy, but
Yeah.
Harry's swag report is something we always do.
Harry's, so we're looking for Harry's swag report.
Yes.
That sounds great.
But no, the one thing that we pride ourselves on is what makes Aviation unique, we think, is that everybody that does anything with us and the folks that we try to have on are integrators and engineers and consultants. These are the people who work in AV every single day.
And passionate about the
Passionate
industry.
about it. And they can give you the why to what's going on here, right? Why does it matter that this company did this? Why does it matter that this company bought
How many
this?
shows have you done from? How many podcasts have you done from the show this week? Because I met
We
George
produced-
Tucker, who was
yes.
helping you on the Tuesday before the show opened on
Yes,
a couple
sir.
of things. So how
So
many have you done?
we will produce 4 shows by the end of the day. Everything else we've done is really much just going to the booths and having people to our production suite, interviewing them, talking about what they're bringing. The one thing that I squeeze our PR folks on is I don't want to talk to your folks unless it's something new, right? Because just like you, we go to ISE, we go to these other ones, and if somebody wants to find out about a product that's already existing, they can go watch something from ISE or from something from DSE. I want to talk about what's new. What are you doing that's new and innovative, and we'll talk about that.
Last question, is there one thing in your next 2 or 3 hours of walking the floor before AV Week, is there one thing that you're going to look out for? Is there one stand in particular that you want to go and search for, or one product, or something you've heard from somebody else?
Not one product. What I'm looking for is I really kind of go back to the AV over IT thing. I really want to kind of drill down and talk to some of these folks that are new in this space and find out why. Right, and don't give me it's a revenue generator. It's another revenue stream for us. Why did you decide to go down this road, and why did you just decide on the technology that you decided on? Because I'm really interested in that, because there are so many different platforms and so many different ways to get from point A to point B with AV over the network. I want to find out from these engineers, people who are smarter than I am, why you chose this product over that product.
Right. Good. Tim?
Yes.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, sir.